right, welcome to the very first episode of This Week Sucked. As you can see, I am running TriCaster among 20 other things. And it's not our usual Streaming Garage show. Welcome, this is a Streaming Garage video podcast. I hear myself talk, it's very weird.
I know.
It's like we're trying to do radio because I have a lot of calls, so we need to wear these things. So the point of the show is this is sort of our audio video podcast. Make sure you subscribe on youtube.com/Streaming Garage. That's completely important. We're trying to build up Streaming Garage as this video podcast network. I'm taking these off for the minute. We're trying to build up Streaming Garage as a video podcast network. And so we need a lot of people to subscribe. We're also going to be on iTunes, so you can listen to an audio on iTunes and anywhere else you want. If you want it somewhere else, I don't know, what else would you use? Nobody uses Microsoft anymore, right? So you need an iTunes and subscribe, and yeah. And what's going to happen is this show is all about you. It's we're going to do this every Saturday, even though it's Sunday right now, and essentially want you to call in and tell us why your week sucked. Personal stories, where there somebody in line piss you off? That's my story this week.
That's right.
Does your boss piss you off? Feel free
He's my
to
boss.
not leave your name. Hey, and so that's what's going on with this show. So basically, there's a call-in number where you see the bottom there, 323-680-LIVE. Call that in. I will also run this computer here. I have a computer and a TriCaster. This is Elaine, by the way. Hi. Say hi, Elaine. Elaine will be my sidekick in this crazy endeavor. I am, of course, Mike. Hold on now, see if I can switch this. But now, look, the mouse is all the way over here. My week's already sucking, because now I'm running everything. There we go. There's my that's my little Twitter.
Okay.
And there's Elaine's Twitter, and there's our call-in number.
Follow me on Twitter.
I have to wear these though. It's very weird. All right, so, and now people who are listening to this have no idea what we're talking about. We have headphones on,
Yes.
which we usually don't in Streaming Garage. Usually we're multi-camera, 5-camera shoot. This we're kind of doing one or two. Well, hold on, I can actually switch. There we go. Hey, back to that one. I think that one looks just better. It's just kind of a radio show. So why don't we just kick this off to start? Elaine, did you have a good week? How did your week suck? Do you want to bitch about something? You want to take
I had a lousy week. I've actually had a lousy year. But if we want to do this week sucked, I'm
it's
moving.
This week.
I was supposed to move yesterday. But as it turned out, I'm not moving until Friday. So yeah, my week started out with Thanksgiving. I thought it would be a good week, a short week, and I'd have a window of time to move. I had a painter set up. I have my cable installation set up, electric turned over, and hired a moving company. I got a call midweek that my apartment is not ready. I said, ready? I paid you. Your apartment's not ready. There's no countertops. It has no carpeting. We have to have workmen in. So at first I said, okay, well, let me look into it, see if I can change my appointments. The first thing I did was went to my lease. The first paragraph of my lease said, if they can't accommodate me with my apartment on the day specified, tough shit.
Oh, really?
That's
There's no
it.
money?
The first paragraph.
So it's not so much your week sucked as the week you signed that contract sucked because you didn't bother to read it.
Right. Well,
it's kind of on you.
Well, it's just that there's pages and pages of them covering their ass. Then you have to remember, I'm in another lease until the 30th this month. So I'd be paying both leases at the same time for 1 week, an overlap, so that I'd have the convenience of getting my own painter in and my own moving company in and whatnot. So the first paragraph says, if they can't accommodate me, tough shit. On the other end of this, if I wanted to leave a week early from the lease I'm in now, if you want to leave early and can't accommodate them, tough shit for me.
All right.
I had to pay.
They have the right to change your move-in whenever they feel like it.
Right. And the only thing they're
I thought
obligated
you told me
to do-
originally that you get money back.
Well, it isn't money back. It's just that I was paying double. Old apartment, new apartment.
No, but they're not giving you any money for coming in late?
No,
I thought
bonus.
you said there was.
No, I said I was saving almost $800 because I wouldn't be paying double rent.
Oh, I thought they were giving you back.
No.
Oh, well, that place sucks already. So why This is a place you'd hope to live for the next 5 years
Maybe,
at least, and now
maybe.
you're already, before you move in, hating the place.
It's 5 years before they'll change the carpet. So yeah, 5 years.
Eeks.
And
Although the last place I lived in, I was there for like 11 or 12 years, they refused to change the carpet.
yeah, but they're supposed to.
And they didn't even
change
change
it
the carpet
after
when I
5
moved in.
years.
It was all stained. And I asked, but they was like,
Oh,
it was
so they
getting
just
sold.
don't change the carpet there.
I don't know. It was getting sold to somebody new, and they gave me like 2 months for free and $600, so I just took it.
Well, this
And
this
there you go.
actually is a shitty week, but it's not the worst week. I've lived in 3 apartments in Los Angeles, and for those in the listening audience that don't live in Los Angeles, keep in mind that we're talking $2,000 a pop for your average apartment. The first apartment I lived in turned out to be the murder apartment.
Right. What does that mean?
Well, the murder apartment was set up with a courtyard, and the courtyard would bounce sound. So you never could really tell when you had a noisy neighbor where they were. But I started to hear this arguing late at night. And I would go out on my patio and try to figure out where it was coming from. And it was the scream and the curse and a couple obviously arguing. I finally sent my boyfriend down because I had kind of zoned him where it might be. And I said, would you see what apartment this is? Because it just sounds terrible. I mean, this girl is screaming and crying. And he tried to figure it out and he couldn't. And on about the 3rd day, it turned out that the husband murdered the wife and stuck her Pomeranian dog into the microwave and exploded it.
Why did you even tell me that story? All you ever told, Jesus Christ, all you ever told me was he killed the wife and killed the dog. Why would you just say that?
Well,
Knowing
that's
how I
he
feel
killed the
about
dog.
animals, why the F would you just do that?
And this guy was supposedly
Thanks. Well, you just ruined my week. Thank you.
This guy was
Why-
supposedly a local hero. He was in the search and rescue.
Like, I don't care about his wife. I got to be honest. Why did you just tell the dog story?
That's the way it
No,
happened.
but you don't. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
All right. Well, he killed his wife, and the animal came to its demise in a mysterious way that I won't disclose.
You already did. Why are you? Okay, thanks. You already explained it. Oh, and I'm turning us up a little bit. I just got a complaint on the chat room. That's a little low. By the way, you can also talk in the chat room and tell us how bad your week was. Or if you don't want to call in live, you can call in and leave a message. That as well. Go ahead. Keep going.
That's true.
By the way, it's 323-680-LIVE. Come on, how awesome is that I got that number?
LIVE.
That's pretty cool. Okay, go ahead.
Well, that was my first apartment. That was the murder apartment. The second apartment is the one that I'm in now until Friday, and that's the dog park apartment. And everyone that knows me knows...
There's no microwave in the dog park, right?
Not to my knowledge, but I have wished there was.
We're all big animal rights people here.
Yeah, I love animals.
Yeah.
I don't love the people that bring the
people
animals.
suck and animals are great. Okay, we know that.
So we have the animals that should not be in this small enclosed space together directly behind my apartment. And when they fight, which they inevitably do, the owners start to fight.
Okay.
So I listen to ruff, 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 and then, you asshole, your dog just bit my dog, and you're this, and you're the other thing. So I've put up with that the whole time I moved. And you know, Mike, you've been to my house. I have a beautiful patio that essentially you can't use because there's howling. And once a couple of dogs start barking at each other, all the other dogs in the complex begin to howl.
Right.
So there's this overriding howl going on all the time. So I was very excited to move because this place is tucked back. It's I'm still at the beach, but it's nice. It's tucked back. It's quiet. And now I'm having reservations.
All right. So that's your sucky week.
Well, that's part of.
By the way, the winner every week, this week gets a Starweight DVD, which is a documentary I did a while ago. I'll even sign it. So whoever calls in and we judge has the best/worst week, your week improves. We'll have DVDs, we'll have music CDs, hopefully we'll have iPads, and, well, if Apple, sponsors the show, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
So, all right, so far, no calls. Fuckers.
That's because my story was so compelling.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention. All right. Well, oh wait, there's Rick Henderson in the chat. Oh, all right, here we go. Somebody online on the YouTube. They're not calling in, but they're leaving a comment. XX Asian Transformer XX.
Okay.
So they probably wanted Asian Transformer when it was taken.
Right.
So they put the
Or they were
X's.
really sexy Asian
Sexy Asian Transformer.
Yeah.
My family was too lazy to make Thanksgiving dinner. I ate Chinese. My week semi-sucked. Well, that just sounds
That's
like
kind of good.
that just sounds like a Jewish Christmas.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Chinese
I don't
food?
eat turkey. So
Yeah,
I'd love to have
you
had
shouldn't
Chinese.
kill turkeys, but right now,
Yeah.
Asian Transformer is in the lead.
Way to go.
But it wasn't that bad. I mean, the worst one was the dog owner's story, which is, her year sucked, but she's dead too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Still bothering me.
my suck story, I guess, was I'm taking these off. So my suck story was I flew out the week before Thanksgiving, thinking, well, Thanksgiving, that's why fly then? And I had a panel to do. Thank you to New Tech, who makes this TriCaster, flew me out to New York. I did this great panel. And then flying back, I decided to pay the extra $65 to get a little bit of a better seat on JetBlue. Thank you, JetBlue. It's a good seat. It's got a little more room. That's it. She's got a little more room. But you know what? I didn't pay for the flight anyway. New Tech did.
Right.
So I'll pay $65 because I'm tired. And then I also get a board first. Actually, the best thing was I get a cut through the security line. So I get there, and there's like 300 people in the security line. And I go right to the front.
Preferred boarding.
And I'm like, whoa, fancy. I feel like the 1% suddenly. And I was like, fuck healthcare. and then I go through, and I'm like, this is great. And I had a little time. Then it turns out my flight was delayed 2 hours. So that was suck number one. But it turns out JFK has a really nice JetBlue, has all sorts of like gourmet food places now.
Yeah.
So that was all right. So then I'm going to the early boarding, and whoever has early boarding can board on the plane, the 2-hour late plane. So I go, and 10, 15 people in front of me, line up in front of me. Who cares? It's assigned seating. It's not Southwest. Even Southwest isn't really assigned anymore. You still got to line up one through.
A, B, and C.
Yeah, it's still your number. And this dude bumps into me and this other guy. And we're like, what the hell? And then he plows through us and goes
Young
to the...
dude, older dude?
He was like 25. He had 2 Yankee hats on. Now, a Yankee fan's bad enough. A double Yankee fan, right there, he's trouble. So he cuts in front and goes through. And I'm like, what the what? And I go, that was just weird. And we're all talking to each other. And the guy, like, I was pissed. The other guy he was very timid. He goes, oh, that was just kind of, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, no, fuck that guy. And I literally just went, wow, that was sort of, hey, there were people in front of you. And he just goes into the tunnel. Doesn't care. Total douchebag. Typical douchebag, frat boy, rich kid bullshit.
And people are afraid. Everybody's afraid.
I don't know if people are afraid. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, yeah, people are afraid.
So then I just go, wow, that guy was really rude. And this woman goes to me, she goes, oh, that's my son. Oh. And she looked kind of rich, hoity-toity, facelift kind of lady. And I was like, all right. And she goes, no, go in front of me as an apology. I'm sorry. Like, I did something wrong. And I was like, okay. And then she keeps talking to me, though, going into the plane. Going like, oh, I don't, that's just the way he is. He's usually used to Southwest, so he tries to get on quicker. I go, that's even worse of a douchebag.
Right.
So, okay. And then there's another guy talking to me, and I go, by the way, when she goes, that's my son, I go, well, bad parenting. and she keeps trying to talk to me, and the guy behind me is like, trying to get on the conversation, wasn't sure. Then she gets into seat 1 with, wait. As I'm getting into the plane, he stops. So we're in the runway, like 10 feet before you actually get in the plane. The tunnel.
The kid.
Yeah. He doesn't board. He waits for his mom, and he stares me down. I feel him staring me down, and I look straight ahead, and he's like to the left of me, staring at me. I'm like, I'm not even going to look. What the fuck? So he's staring me down. I can just feel it. And then he goes, go ahead, Greenie. And then
this is the best part of the story.
And then her mom goes, his mom goes, Granny. She goes, oh, ha, ha, ha. And he goes, no, I said Greenie. He has a green sweatshirt on.
Which, that's great.
Like,
that's
what?
great. Well, that's great, because it reminds me of when you were a kid and somebody wants to say something bad about you, and they're looking, and going to fatty, shorty, and they can't think of anything, so they go, yeah, Greenie.
So then I'm walking with the other guy, and he goes, what the fuck was that all about? I go, I don't know, man. He goes, I got cut. He goes, yeah, he was a total douche, and he's got double hats. What's up with that? And I go, he's a Yankee fan. He goes, well, that has nothing to do with it. So I'm like, oh, you're a Yankee fan too.
right.
Great. Friggin' New Yorkers. And then he goes, yeah, well, so was that lady, is she a friend of yours? I go, no, that was his mom. And he goes, wait a minute. Didn't you say nice parenting to her? And I go, yeah. He goes, that's awesome. And then we were all talking about it, and like 3 other people come in, and we're all like, that guy was just an asshole. And then the stewardess, the flight attendant, I'm sorry, the flight attendant, is like, what went on? And I told her, and she's like, yeah, people are dicks. Like, she said that. And that was it. And then, but the whole ride that I paid $65 for, and that's I'm sorry, but that's a lot of money to pay for 2 inches more of a seat. And there was no free drinks or anything.
When you had first told me the story, you had told me he'd given you kind of the chest.
Yeah, he totally did. No, he was staring me down. Yeah. I mean, he was like, he wanted to start a fight in the airport, getting on a plane in front of his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, the whole time I was thinking like, oh, if his mom was better looking, I should just totally try to hit on her and piss him off. That would have been, like, I don't have to beat you up. I'm going to hit on your mom because
But you couldn't bring yourself because she wasn't good looking
enough. I actually didn't pay attention.
No.
You know me. I'm not going to go hit on somebody. That's not what I do. But I kind of wish I was like as big of a dick as him. Be like, whatever. Hey, so why don't you come back here for a drink? So that was my suck of the week. It was like, but it's like, what is wrong with those people?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, it's exactly what you said. It's bad parenting.
Yeah.
I deserve to be at the front of the line because I'm me. And
well,
I'm
the funny
special.
thing, again, his mom is like, he's used to Southwest, so it's justified. So she probably tells him, like, yeah, go forward. And she goes, it doesn't really matter. We all get in the plane at the same time. I'm just hoping to get on. I don't want any bad karma. That's what she kept telling me. So she kept talking to me like, afraid I was going to do something to the guy. Now, maybe because of the, I think I had the beard. No, I still was growing this mustache for the Movember. It's a Movember. We're raising money for cancer. Please go to my Facebook page and donate. I think she was afraid of me. It was a little weird because, it's like, oh, do I look a terrorist-like?
Right.
With my bushy eyebrows and dark hair. Because she's like, I don't want any bad karma.
Well, maybe she knows her son is a spoiled little or Fauntleroy who, if confronted back, is going to be an issue.
Hold on, we got a sound problem.
What?
Am I hitting? Oh, my mic. It was hitting my mic. Okay.
Now you have to keep them on or completely off.
All right. Well, so that was just sort of weird. And you know what? And I just remembered another thing. As I was flying into New York, there was this guy next to me who was really sort of odd, and he didn't speak English. So right there, you're like, you got to wear like he's going to stab me. He's going to stab me any minute.
Okay.
He's going to stab me any minute. And he kept like leaning into his tray. I guess he was sleeping. But he was like sleeping, head into the tray. Plane lands, okay, and then we taxi. Immediately when we land, his friend 2 rows back, big tall guy, big swarthy looking guy,
Swarthy and tall,
stands up and barrels to the front. And they were like, we are not landing yet, sit down. And he started saying something, and I'm going to say it was Arabic. And he starts screaming back in Farsi or something, and I'm like, this isn't good. And then the other guy tries to get up next to me. We're still moving. And they're like, sit down. And I'm like, okay, I was right. This is not good. But then the guy sat down, and I wouldn't let the other guy out. Like, even after the plane stopped, we were like 7 rows back. They were still trying to immediately get off the plane. I think they were late for another plane.
Right.
But it didn't seem that way. And you have that moment of, okay, he's going to stab me, but I can still do this to him if he does. And
well, you have that moment, but I have it too. But then I have the other moment of, am I that guy that now thinks that's living in fear? Like when I go to the movies now, it's like, should I sit in the very back of the theater so nobody can sit behind me? And I think, are you going to become that person that is constantly living in fear every time somebody acts a little bit out of the ordinary?
I'm going to call this person back. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see how this works. I've never tried this, and I saw a call. Hello. Let's see how this works.
Hi.
I've never tried. Oh, hey! I just saw you called. Can you turn down your radio, please?
There you
I always wanted to say that.
I'm doing it. Wow, that is just strange to get a call back and have a little bit of a delay. So I'm hearing you now say I'm going to call the guy back.
All right. Can you hear us on the phone though? So if you turn your don't listen to the internet. Just listen to the phone.
I do. It pixelates a little bit every once in a while.
All right. So who is this calling?
This is Rick. Go by Opus on chat rooms, things like that.
Oh, hi,
Rick
Opus.
Henderson. Hi.
I'm still hearing a massive delay on your end. Turn down your computer totally. Or can you?
It is off. It
hi,
is
Opus.
X'd off completely.
Oh wow, why are we getting this weird?
Because we're hearing us,
Turn
Mike.
down your computer totally. Oh, hold on. Uh-oh, that was on me. Lane's done that before on shows, and I've yelled at her.
That's right.
I should yell at myself now. All right, what do you got for us, Rick?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the show. I just figured since there hadn't been a first caller, I'd be that first caller.
You are the first caller ever.
Ever.
Way to go.
I mean,
Wow, where are you calling from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. I hear it's very. I hear they have a lot of traffic. Is that true?
Well, I work out of my house, so I don't have to even bother with the traffic.
Oh, me
so
too.
I do spend a lot of time going to the airport, but other than that.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a hub for United, right? Or, no,
it is.
Yeah.
Delta.
Delta. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It'll probably be United in 2 more months.
But is Opus trying to tell us that he had a wonderful week this year?
Yeah, he had a wonderful week, but he's calling in to rub it in.
Yeah.
Well, I have been sick. I went to London for work last week and have spent the whole week coughing and that kind of thing, but, you know, at least I wasn't working.
I went to
that's
London last
work.
week and caught a
Ooh,
bit
look
of
at
a
me.
cold.
Oh, I had a spot of tea and came back.
Yeah.
What can you tell us what you do for work?
I work for Fair Isaac, credit scores, that kind of thing.
Oh. So, like, I like this. This is another show I want to do. You have a real job.
Yeah.
Like,
What's
we're not
that
used to real
like?
jobs in L.A. So what do you do during the day? Like, what can you tell us a little bit about your job, or is that secret?
No, it's not secret. I'm a systems architect. I design systems for international banks.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
That's what
Me either.
Is it computer? By system, you mean computers?
Yes. I've been in the computer game since the mid '80s, and so I know a lot of different technologies.
I was too. I used to program BASIC on a Commodore PET.
Nice.
I used to be married to someone who worked at Microsoft.
Nice.
Wow.
Am I
and then
supposed to be
and
jealous
it
of
led
that?
us to nowhere, and this dude's flying to London on a whim.
That's right. I was a Microsoft wife for 11 years.
Nice. How was Mr. Gates?
I don't know, but my ex-husband parked in his parking spot once when he first started there. And when he got back to the car, he had a stern warning posted on his car that said, this spot is only for Mr. Gates, and if you park here again, there will be repercussions.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And you took that as an absolute sign of time to get out of this marriage.
I did.
That's it. I'm out. This dude.
It's like, come on. If he's got these kinds of balls at work, come on. At home, it's going to be hell.
Nah. No, he was fine, actually. I think it was more the rain. I had to get out of Seattle.
I gotcha.
I don't like
Well, you
the
wouldn't
rain.
have liked London then. About the same.
I want to take the Beatles tour.
What was that?
The Beatles tour? I heard there's a bus tour, and they put you on the double-decker bus. I want to be the guy that irritates the shit out of me here at home. The tourist.
Oh, nice. I didn't do that. I was the guy who tried to fit in at the pub and was drinking with the people in the pub, and they're amazingly cheap people.
Ah!
Well, how so?
Here you are going to your local bar, and people sneaking in their own bottles of booze.
Wow.
It just amazes me that you would go to, and the funny thing is if you get banned from one pub there, they have a camera system, and they have these meetings between the pubs, and you're banned from all of them.
Wow.
So, yeah, you get on the banned list. If you're absolutely banned, you're done. You don't get to go out drinking in that town.
See, I used to be
That's
a bartender, and it is the type of job where you get a little bit, power.
Well,
You get puffed
bartender,
up.
I always said
Yeah.
when I was in my 20s and no women talked to me and 30s, I was like, be a bartender. Bartenders get laid.
Yeah, I got laid.
Nobody wants the smart comedy guy. They want the good-looking bartender.
I have to say, girls don't really have a problem getting laid.
True.
No,
Not
they
really.
don't at all.
But I did
It's a
have
whole
the
nother
power
show.
thing. I did have the power thing a little bit. You're flagged, and you're flagged, and you're flagged. So,
Flagging people.
yes.
So anything?
I have to.
Good.
I have to say, one of my favorite things of that whole trip was my bartender was one of those. What do they call them? Irish travelers. I actually met one in person.
Oh, a gypsy.
No. What's
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, they're
well,
gypsies.
apparently-
They're Irish gypsies.
Well, apparently they split in two halves. The American ones that are the Irish travelers, they're only called the Irish travelers.
Right.
They don't really like them. The gypsy side doesn't really like
Right.
them.
Yeah, there's like the
And,
Romany gypsies and then the Irish
exactly.
travelers, I think.
Yeah. So it was just really interesting, and she was almost embarrassed to tell me, but I'm like, it's not a negative for me.
Yeah, well,
So
there's a strong prejudice there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, in Great Britain, and they're the ones I think that live in trailers still.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
But
move from
so
place to
yeah, it
place.
was just really interesting getting to meet somebody like that. So
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty
did
nice.
anything suck, or it just seems like a good week?
I just got sick.
Yeah.
Had to spend the Friday in the hotel. But I did drag my carcass out for one more night in the pub before I came home.
Nice.
There are rules. You got to go out drinking on a Friday night.
And the meat pie and the sausage roll, or do you eat meat?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
meat
Sure.
pie and
Yeah.
sausage roll, they're the best.
Right.
Yeah. I like my Australian ones I get here in Atlanta. But
Oh, where do you get them? You have an
there's
Australian pub there?
Suddenly it's a foodie show.
no there's a great place in downtown Marietta that you can get them Australian transplant.
We got another
Okay.
call coming
Because
in.
my
All
husband
right.
we were
I'm being
talking
dumb.
about was also
All right,
Australian.
we're gonna continue more about Elaine's husband next week. Thanks so much for calling, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rick. Bye bye.
Caller, you're on.
Hi, this is Allison, and I am with Elaine's mother and brother right now. How are you?
Hello,
It's
Allison.
the Elaine show, and now it's and I hear a British accent.
Yes, well, your previous caller called us cheap.
Ah. All right. Well, I like this. I like this where we're going. See, that doesn't stick on topic. Are you cheap or are you not cheap? Let's get down to the facts
I
here.
am not cheap. I am, like, to my own detriment, not cheap.
See? People are people, no matter where you
Now,
go.
do you tip in England?
I'm sorry?
Do you guys leave tips at restaurants, things like that, or is that just an American thing?
No, we eat chips. French
No
fries,
chips,
though.
tips,
TIP, tip, like you leave extra money.
gratuity.
Oh, tips! Oh, my gosh, yes. No, we don't. We're horrible tippers. I'm very embarrassed about
Oh,
that.
so you are
I
cheap. You just
I
admitted
put
it.
that in the same category as our dentistry. It's just terrible.
What is up with that? Why? Like, that seems like it's just a stereotype, but it's actually true. Do they not have dentists in England? What's the deal? Oh, another call. But we're not going to answer that yet.
I just don't think it's a priority with some people, It's like my poor dad. It takes him about an hour to eat a steak.
Oh, wow. Well, the dentist is expensive.
Did your
Even
week
here,
suck?
it's not covered.
How about your week? How was your week?
Oh, my week was good because we had Elaine's mom here and, Mr. Jim Ewing was here. And we had a fantastic Thanksgiving meal. And I cooked, and I didn't boil the heck out of everything. So that's another stereotype.
Wait, did you boil the
for Tourette.
turkey?
No, Brits have the reputation for boiling everything.
Oh, all right.
Everything's mushy,
Oh,
like
all right.
peas.
All right.
So,
potatoes.
the food went well, and of course, we had the escarole soup and the traditional Italian dishes before the main course.
The what soup?
And then
Scuttle,
it was delicious.
escarole.
I don't know what that is.
It's like
There you
wedding
go.
soup with the little meatballs.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know what
It
you're
was
talking about.
delicious. And I don't have, like, anything else that really went bad this week, but when your previous caller started talking about being banned from pubs, I have to tell you, you have to be so terribly behaved to be banned from a British pub because they drink so much.
Like at the Queen Vic.
So, he must
She
have
doesn't
come
know what
across
she's
some,
saying.
like, proper
It's an
hooligans.
EastEnders reference.
Did anybody in the home there have a bad week, or is everybody just going to make me and Elaine feel bad? Because our weeks were great. You guys.
We had a shitty week.
Well, no, our week was quite good, but like I said, my motivation for calling was your previous call. Who hasn't had a flight that's gone really wrong?
Yeah, that was me. But it wasn't a. Oh wait, you're talking about me or the other guy? Like I had that, but my flight wasn't bad. It was just some asshole.
Yeah,
It's bad
everyone's
manners.
had bad flights. But I just had to call and let you know that we're all watching and that we're not that cheap, really.
Well,
All the
we
Brits are
appreciate it.
watching. All of Britain is watching.
All of Britain's
and they're
watching.
Not
They're
cheap.
not cheap, but they do not tip. But that has nothing to do with being cheap.
No, it's a
We're
cultural
generous
difference.
to a fault, though. Really, it's just a cultural thing. I think
Right.
it's building.
Now, would they be
The whole
offended
tipping
if
thing.
I go to London and I tip? Would somebody be offended by that?
No.
No.
Oh,
They
okay.
would love it. They go, I love these
Because
Americans.
when you go to New York, they're the worst people in the world. They want to tip for every single thing they do, and they get really pissed if you don't tip them. I went to a basketball game once. The guy's like, let me see your tickets. I'll show you your seats. We're like, no, we know where we're going. He still walks us to the seats. We don't give him a tip, and he starts telling us off.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
New York.
Well, a lot of the time in England, I know that the gratuity and like tax is included in your bill.
All right.
It's already included in a lot of places, and they just divvy it up at the end of the night, you know. But if you wanted to give extra, I mean, that would be fantastic.
All right.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well,
All right.
thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so
Meanwhile,
the Brits are
my-
cheap or not cheap,
Brits are not cheap.
or possibly
that
they are.
dude, Rick, apparently you know him from Facebook or something. He says he's Opus from Facebook,
Yes, I know.
which I have an Opus thing. So
I have a lot of fans, large fan base.
my mom called.
Oh, is that who it was?
She left a voicemail. I'm afraid to listen to it before listening. Because if I start doing the mom thing, I'm going to sound like Howard Stern, so I won't do that. But yeah. Let's see. Let's see if Mom... How do I call her back? Mom, if you're listening, call back. And then we'll take your call. How about that? So feel free to call back. I'll also email her right now to call back. She'll check that mail in 3 days. Okay, anybody else? Week sucked before we start going into... We have a news segment, right? You're going to read us news stories of people whose weeks who sucked in the news.
Well, actually, everything is new because this is the first show. But yeah, I have a few.
Oh, wait, here comes a call. All right.
Oh,
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes.
This is anonymous.
oh,
Oh,
anonymous.
Oh, the hacker?
This is great. I
Okay.
can save. Can you hear?
I can hear you, and I can hear a TV in the background.
No.
I can hear you. You got to turn your computer down. Oh, this is going to take 20 minutes. See, I
Oh.
can hear myself. You need to turn your computer
Okay. Okay.
down. Okay, there you go.
Thank you,
Oh, I still
Dr.
I
Phil
can
and
still-
Dr. Ruth.
I can still...
Oh,
how
with
did your
Dr.
week
Phil
suck?
and Dr. Ruth.
Wow, Dr. Phil. Did you have a bad week?
I had an unbelievable week. And I'm so happy you two are on here because if I had to go to a psychiatrist, it would probably have cost $175.
Right, but this is free, and you can win a free DVD.
And you know she wants
And
that.
I can win a free DVD. That's amazing. Well, It
And by the way,
started out
you're
with a faux Thanksgiving.
Faux.
your computer is still on. We can hear your computer. Are you talking into your computer to us, or are you talking into your phone?
Yeah, it's you.
Are you talking into your phone right now? You dial with your phone,
Yes,
right?
I am.
Okay, so turn your computer down, because I can hear it.
Turn down my computer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Okay.
where I got my intelligence.
It's anonymous.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Is that better?
Yeah, okay, yes, much better.
Okay.
At any point
Can
now,
you
my dad's
hear
going to
me?
start yelling at me. Go
Yes,
ahead.
we can.
Okay. Well, it started with a little family custom of a
This is gonna be 20
faux
minutes.
Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
Faux Thanksgiving means you get to eat faux turkey or tofurkey.
Tofurkey.
Well, yeah, you
And
shouldn't.
It
I
was so good that we used it as a football at the dinner table. Great. It was a great faux turkey.
I
And
didn't
it
cook
was
it.
a great time.
I didn't cook it. This is
And
rude.
it went
Rude to the
downhill
chef.
from there. After that, we took off for a shopping mall, and there we were surrounded by at least 10,000 people, not realizing that it was the night that the Christmas tree was going to be lit. That was the fun of the week. After that, we went back home, and I advised my children's grandfather, otherwise known as my husband, to go out
This is
and
like an
watch the
LSAT
kids.
suddenly. If you're sitting next to the person who's your dad, who's your
Yes.
mom, and it's a logic problem.
Told him to go out and play look at a game of basketball with his grandchildren. But instead of looking, he decided to dive for the ball. When he dove for the ball, he rolled down a hill in back of a piece of property probably shouldn't have been on. And he hit his head, lost his hat.
He did not hit his head.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what
How
you're talking
would
about.
you
Who's
know? You weren't even there.
Here.
All right.
Anonymous, shouldn't his son have been looking
Anonymous.
out for him?
Right.
I
At
said
that
don't.
point, he
and he did.
decided to drive back home somewhere in an isolated section
Can I just
of
say?
New
Can I say
England.
on this part? I
He
hid the
decided
keys
to
so he couldn't
drive
drive
home.
home.
What are you talking
For
about?
2
This is
hours.
anonymous.
No, it's my mom and my dad Phil. I hid the keys so he could not drive home, and apparently they beat my sister up and took the keys back.
Oh.
All right, so he drove home.
The next call will
And
be
then the
Lauren.
next day, he had to beg the doctor to see him. Of course, the doctor didn't have any time to see him, so he sent him for the x-rays first, which sounded kind of weird. And after all those x-rays, we got a call back from the doctor saying, guess what, you can come in now and see me and just have the x-rays sent over to me. Of course, he was pretty banged up.
The story is 5% done right now. Just
Yeah,
keep going.
right.
You're not nearly
Okay.
done.
And after that, he was too weak and tired to drive back for the real Thanksgiving, so I had to get up and go shopping to supplement the real Thanksgiving that was being brought to my house. Into the parking lot I went, and I decided I should pull ahead one space because I really wasn't parked that great.
By the way,
And
you
the
should, my
sun
mom
must
should never
have
drive.
blinded me because I went into somebody's car, knocked off their hubcap, which was made out of plastic. It went spinning. It went spinning through the. You said you wanted a lovely week. It went spinning
Oh,
through
boy.
the parking lot, and the woman whose hubcap it was even older than I. So I got on my hands and knees and attempted to pick up all the little shards of plastic. At that point, all the lovely ladies who were concerned came running over and asked
The Yentas.
if I were
Yentas.
all right.
By the way, this
And
is
I said, no, but, and they said, oh, you went into that car, didn't you? I think you should report it to the manager. So, can you hear me, guys?
yes.
Oh, we
we're
can
still
hear
here.
you.
By the way,
Okay.
let me explain a
So-
little bit. The place
So
where my
we
mom
will
lives.
go
Hold on,
get
hold on, hold
the
on.
manager.
I'm not gonna get it worded. This is
No,
how it works. The
Meantime,
place.
the little elderly lady was running up and down over to other cars, pulling people out and asking them what she should do next. And they told her they didn't want to get involved.
They didn't want to
And-
get involved.
And she said, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It was about 30 degrees out. So she walked up and down, up and down, up and down, and finally said, what if you're dishonest and you try to tell people that I went into you? So in order to cover myself, I'm going to call the police.
For a hubcap.
I didn't think that was such a
Well,
great
let me
idea.
hold on. I gotta
Plastic
explain.
hubcap.
Hold on. Let me explain. Where my mom lives is a bunch of old Yenta Jews who
Yeah, well,
nobody's
I didn't
under.
want to be.
My mom's the
Right.
youngest one. Everybody's in their 80s. Nobody should be driving. They all drive, and they can't barely see over the dashboard.
This is the Florida?
No,
or
no, this is
Connecticut?
the other place.
This lady was.
They're not in Florida yet.
She was from the Caribbean,
worse.
perhaps Jamaica or Barbados.
Oh, this was
I'm
not an
sure.
old
sure.
Jewish lady. Because that's usually because you
was an
get two
old
old
Jewish
Jewish
lady
ladies
from
in an
Jamaica.
accident.
Yeah.
Or
and
Barbados.
It goes
right.
from complaining and
Okay.
somehow eventually
So
it
finally
ends, but
she
it
said,
takes as long
that's
as
what
this.
I'm going to do. I'm going to call the police, but I don't have a cell phone. So could you please put in the call for me? And I said,
Could you please call
don't
the police
worry,
on
I'll
yourself?
call the police. And I tried to get the police number from the cell phone directory, but they didn't know it, which didn't make any sense. So unfortunately, I had to call 911. But
What
they
you call? What you
treated
called
us-
911 because you're into somebody's
Had
hubcap?
to.
You had
Very
to.
nice dispatcher, and said, I'll send out a policeman immediately. And about a half hour later, when he still, and she said, by the way, you're calling because you want a policeman to look at somebody's hubcap that fell off? That's a scream. then after about 20 minutes, policeman, this little elderly lady said, could you please call the police back again? So I called the police, and he came over, and he said, all right, he said, it's no big deal. It really is no damage. And I asked her, would she settle for a little bit of money to buy a new hubcap?
You tried to pay her off?
No, my mom, the cop didn't. So did she take your money? What did you give her? I would have given her $50.
And she left.
How much?
And I hope that's the last time I ever hear
How much did you pay her?
From her. But the next day,
how much
got
did you
even
pay
worse.
her?
I'd rather not state it, but it was more than $30.
Well,
And
yeah,
less
like 50.
than...
All right. And then the next day, I went to have a new crown.
This is how it works. This is how it goes. People think I'm crazy. And meanwhile, we're getting calls asking if Elaine is doing her taxes, meanwhile. Keep going.
Go.
Yes, Elaine is doing her taxes.
This is taking so long.
And when
Elaine.
I went to have a
This is taking so
crown
long. Elaine is now
installed,
doing her
I
2014
found out-
taxes. Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
No, keep going.
Okay, when I went to have a crown installed, I had noticed a little bump on my gum.
Oh, somebody else
The
is calling
doctor
in.
said, this is very serious. You have an infection coming up from the bottom of the root canal that I did, but it's under the veneer that I did. But it's too advanced for me to take care of. So you'll have to get a hold of a doctor immediately, and you'll have to have surgery.
Wow.
When I couldn't get a hold of anybody, I gave
Well, so far
up.
you're winning. This is a pretty bad week.
Well, so far it was a good week. But
Well, that's a good week.
frankly, I wish
In my
I had
family,
been
that
in
actually is a
London
pretty
and
good week so
spent it
far.
at a pub.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. Hopefully that saved you some money going to therapy. And the money you just saved, I need to spend, so it's all good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. All right.
Yeah.
Oh no, it could have kept going.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was just.
But she legitimately did
She
have
had
a
a bad
shitty week.
My mom
yeah.
had a bad week. Somebody else
Yeah.
is trying to call in. Please try to call back. Sorry you couldn't get through, so feel free to call back. Oh wait, should I call them back? Is that weird if I call back somebody who just called?
Why not? Who
I'll
was
let them call. It's a 206 number. I don't know what that is, but feel free to
Seattle.
call back. Oh, so it's probably one of your family again.
it? Could be.
All right, feel free to call back. Meanwhile, I'm getting texts from my sister the whole time.
That's your family.
Oh, brother. Now you see where it comes from. All right, so I really should be writing this down. So,
Well,
so far
waiting
the
for
bad
this to-
week is British people are really cheap. Then a British person called in, said that's bullshit. We're not cheap. We just have bad teeth.
Yeah. I think her point was we ruined her week
We
by
ruined it?
letting that guy get on and call her cheap.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we,
okay.
we now ruined
All right.
her week.
So the first caller ever ruined another caller's week. Okay.
Yes.
That's
I'd say
great.
so.
Okay, here comes another call.
Who
Hello,
are
you
you
are on This Week
related
Sucked.
to?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Am I on the air?
You
You are.
are.
Oh, great. Hey, I figured you needed some more family members, Elaine. So
Oh
I
no,
figured I'd
who's this,
call.
John?
This is John, but I really did have a shitty week, so I figured I should just call and let you guys know about it.
Okay, John, let us know.
I promise not to ramble like an
No,
idiot.
shitty week's good. We need
Like
it.
Mike
What do you got?
Mom?
Okay, let's see. Well, I mean, every sheet and blanket in our house is covered with vomit and diarrhea.
What?
It's very unfortunate.
So, all right, is that from somebody cooking, or do you have a kid?
No, it's from our son. He got really sick, and we
Ah.
had to take him to the hospital. Did you know about this, Elaine?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Close family.
Milo got the day after Thanksgiving. He got really sick. He woke up, vomiting all over his bed. Then he came into our bed and vomited all over our bed. and then he vomited all morning long until he was completely dehydrated, so we had to take him to the hospital to get some fluids into him. And he was in the hospital for, I don't know, most of the day, and then they sent us home, but right when they were getting ready to send us home, he had 102 fever, and he started to have diarrhea in his pants.
Okay, so now this was after the meal that Allison was bragging about?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
everyone in the family had the same condition. It was very unfortunate. No, just joking. It was just Milo. So we think it was some kind of stomach flu or something because no one else had it. But anyway, they sent us home, and we thought things were good, and then all of a sudden he started to throw up again. There was some blood, some spotting of the blood and the throw up. It was pretty scary.
Look, we're not doctors. You don't have to get that in depth. We can't
Yeah.
diagnose anything.
Anyway, so we went back to the hospital. We didn't get any sleep for about 2.5 days. No sleep at all. We should have actually got sleep one night when we got home. We had about a 2-hour window, but we wound up just watching American Pickers. So.
What's American Pick? Oh, they play banjos? Oh, they pick up
the
junk.
guys, man. The guys that dig out the junk from they go into the backwoods and dig through people's junk.
Ah, that's a shitty week.
What?
I said that would be a shitty week, picking up people's junk.
Yeah, well, they find some pretty cool things sometimes, but anyway, so we're home now. Milo is feeling much better, although
Oh, good.
We're taking it slow. It was just, it took up our whole holiday weekend, which we had hoped to relax and have a good time, and it was just stressful and shitty. So my week sucked.
And how does your house smell about now?
Well, we just all day today. We just been doing laundry and
I would hope you
cleaning
did
and
laundry a few days ago, not just now.
Yeah.
You should have. We just
it's an
left it out. I'm a little lazy.
Ongoing process, yeah. It's pretty nasty. But anyway, we're hoping that things are better. Melissa's baking a loaf of bread right now, so the house smells like bread. So that's
nice.
That's nice.
I
Yeah.
like that. So
Anyway.
is
All right,
Milo
well,
there? Tell him I hope he feels better.
Okay, well.
That's a
I'll
pretty good
pass that
shitty
along.
week, but I don't know.
It's literally
shitty. That's
shitty.
literally a
Yeah.
shitty week. I don't know if we can we give these out to family members?
They don't want anything we do.
Hey, this is. I don't need this. This is why I do shows like
Hey,
this.
Mike,
Bitch.
I'm really sorry we didn't touch base when you were in Seattle.
Yeah, but I did go to that. John told me about this awesome baseball place to go.
I know, isn't it amazing?
Yeah, that was a great place.
Did you get any hockey jerseys?
No, I only have
Because they
Whalers
have
stuff.
amazing old hockey jerseys.
Yeah, I saw that. They're like real sweaters. But yeah, I got some. I wear my Cuban baseball jersey next week on the show.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right on.
All right.
All right, well, have a good show, guys. I'll keep listening and keep watching.
Thank you,
See later.
John.
Thank you. Bye.
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 All right. So we had 2 callers who actually did have really bad weeks.
Hey,
If
John
you had
had
a
a
kid
bad
who
week.
puked and shit all over everything.
Yeah.
Don't have kids.
I don't.
That's why you don't have kids.
I don't.
Although you have cat, and cats usually puke like once a day.
That's true.
And then we had a car accident. Teeth need to get pulled. My dad fell. Yeah, my mom might have the win.
Yeah, I think she might.
Let's. We got a new voicemail. Hey, person, you can call back in. Yeah, feel free to call back in and make sure you guys subscribe. Obviously, we want to keep this going. I don't even know how long we've been going. Probably like an hour. So why don't get to the news? Let's do news. And we'll see if anybody else calls during the news, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Okay.
What happened in the news this week that sucked?
Okay. Well, we have a few stories of people that had really bad weeks. The first is a 67-year-old man. He's dressed as a clown and suffers a fatal heart attack in front of spectators at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in Manhattan.
As dressed as a clown?
Yes.
Was he officially part of it, or he was just in the audience and cosplaying as a clown?
He may have just been in the crowd. It says, according to this, that Robert Blazzetti was making balloon animals at 6th Avenue and West 39th Street. A group of people had gathered around him and thought it was a joke when he suddenly collapsed. He was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Wow. All right.
That's a bad
Well,
week.
That's not good. But
Yeah.
everyone loves a clown.
Right. And the
I know
next
you.
guy here, actually, I asked if your mother was in Florida this week because we have John Calazos, a 47-year-old Florida man who had fitted an apartment with dental equipment and pretended to be a dentist. He was arrested last
Wait, is
week.
it an apartment?
His
So
apartment.
people went to an apartment thinking, oh, well, he's a dentist.
Apparently so.
That's
Said he was arrested last week after a patient complained to police that Calazos treated her toothache by giving her an injection in the buttocks to reduce pain, then began kissing her ass and touching her genitals.
I guarantee you she forgot about the toothache.
And then finally, also from Florida, which we all know is a rich area for odd news
Oh, I was
stories.
going to say, not rich.
No, not
Unless
rich.
you're in, like Boca or something.
We have 19-year-old Brittany Siller, from Manatee County, Florida. She was repeatedly slapped and had the tip of her nose bitten during an argument at the Thanksgiving table where she told her boyfriend he had a small penis.
She bit his nose?
He bit her nose.
You have a small penis. I'm going to bite your nose.
That's it.
How does that even... All right. I wish I had a joke for that. Man, I need writers. All right. Well, there you go.
Maybe she had a really big nose, and he said, "Well, I may have a small penis, but look at that nose.
Look at
chomp."
that nose.
Right.
Chomp.
That could well be.
Well, better her than the turkey, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else want to call in before we wrap this up? We'll be
We
here.
got 5 minutes.
We'll try to do this weekly. I think on Saturdays, and as one of the callers said, you save $150 and go into a psychiatrist.
Yes, that's true.
We'll be here, and you can bitch to us and tell us about your bad week. Anybody have a bad boss? Anybody have any? Did anybody go shopping, like Black Friday shopping?
Not me.
The thing with Black Friday shopping, so I'm driving home late at night from my Thanksgiving, and it's like midnight, and every exit on the freeway that's near a mall massively backed up.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous at midnight, and I'm like, so these are the people who never heard of the internet.
Yeah.
You could get the same exact deals on the internet. And I guarantee you, whatever they got their TV for at Walmart, I can find the same TV deal on a TV that actually looks good in the next 2 weeks.
Well, I got an email from Best Buy, and they said at store only, 32-inch Samsung, $179, which of course is a great price. So I said to my boyfriend, Travis, or some of you know, I said, maybe I should go down. We live close to the Best Buy. I said, I won't go at midnight. I'll go at 2 in the morning or something. There'll be no crowd. The following day, which was Monday, preceding Thanksgiving, news story, people in lawn chairs already outside of the Best Buy. So I said to myself, if 4 days to save $150 on a television, I went to Costco and bought the same TV for $319. Yeah, so and Travis said to some people this is a sport. It's like tailgating or, something like that. Like they enjoy it. But I don't enjoy crowds. I don't enjoy lines. So it just wasn't worth it to me.
All right.
Black Friday.
No,
not
I don't get
worth
it.
to me.
You know what? My thing also is I wait till the last minute on everything.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah, you do.
I put this show together at like 11 this morning
Right.
when I was like moving shit around.
Yep.
That's what I do.
No, that's true.
There is a person who called in, then they didn't call. They're calling right now. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Hello, you are on the air.
Hello.
Hi, can you turn your computer down? Remember, when you call in, turn your computer down.
Yeah, I just did. This is Tracy, Daytona Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Oh, hello, Tracy. How are you?
Oh, somebody else is calling
I'm
in. I'm going to
good.
ignore them.
Did you have a bad
I'm
week,
good.
Tracy?
I did not have a bad week, but I just thought I'd call because I was supporting your show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I
No,
had a
this
good
is
week.
easier
More-
than Skyping in, right? We originally always had people Skype in, and then I discovered you could do this phone number thing.
And some
yeah.
people are
No, I
shy.
like this better than the Skyping.
All right, good. We'll
Cool.
keep using this for all our other shows.
So how do you think I'm doing, Daytona, Tracy?
What?
She can't understand me.
How do you think Elaine is doing?
How is Elaine doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I
On
think she's
camera.
doing great.
Oh, great. Okay.
I'm always saying she should be on camera.
Does she look good on camera? She was very worried.
She
She was in the car doing her makeup. As you see, I didn't give a shit. I just showed up as I am.
Nope, she looks great. You guys are doing a great job.
Great,
right.
thanks. You got to have something bad happen next week so you can call in.
Well, next time I'll call. I'll write everything down for the week and then I'll call.
Yeah, I should do
I'll
that
ramble
too.
on.
See, we should do that too. Prep work. Good
Prep.
idea. Nah, maybe not.
We do that with other
Yeah.
shows. Why do it with this one? This one's supposed to be fun.
Travis is
Okay,
here.
well,
Look, so sends him your love. You know Daytona Tracy, Travis.
Yeah, we have Travis over there on the sound. So if sound sucks, blame Travis. If sound's good, I guess you can praise him.
Yes.
At Travis Rink.
At Travis
the
Rink.
sound is great.
All
Sound
right.
is great.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Keep it up.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you. We had another call that was coming in as Tracy called, so please call back right now. I don't want to leave before we take one last call for a possible win of a Starweight DVD that I'll sign. Maybe we can even get like Corey to sign it or something.
I was thinking that.
But he probably doesn't want people to know he was in it.
Yes.
Corey is in
Levin.
the chat room actually, so I have seen him.
Hey, Corey.
And
Hope
Ludovica
you feel better.
says, who's from England, we don't have bad teeth.
Okay.
Says Ludovica.
So the first guy says nothing about teeth, but says the British are cheap. The
we got
second
2 more
caller
calls.
is British
Hold
and
on.
says
Here
we're
we go.
not cheap, we have bad teeth.
I have 2 more calls coming. Hello, you are live. I'm going to take your call. Hi.
Hi, this is Kat.
Calling from the other room.
I love that I don't even recognize her number, and then I hung up on somebody else. That was probably a real caller.
Hi,
Kat.
Kat. What's your
Oh,
complaint?
no, I have a legitimate complaint, but I mean, if there are other
No,
people
go ahead.
legitimate complaints,
No, that person can call back after Kat. When Kat's done, other person, please call back. Go for it.
Okay, so I know this is very first world problems, but I went to go see a movie this weekend, and I don't usually go to see movies. I hate the movie-going experience so much. I feel like I need to be medicated now before going to movies. We went to go see Lincoln, and it was really, really, really good, but the entire being smushed in like sardines and having to talk to your neighbor and having people sneeze on you is that kind of
Well, see,
ruined my day,
that's a
actually.
first weekend thing, Kat, because I still like the movie-going experience, but I go in the afternoon if I can. I go second week. My thing is I have a little bit of paranoia now after the theater shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to go see Lincoln too, and I was like, what if a guy comes in right now dressed as John Wilkes Booth
Oh.
and starts shooting
Oh,
us?
God.
And you with that Movember beardy thing going on. Yeah.
But here's what I do. I went to Lincoln last night and spent $16 at the movie theater. Why? Because it's assigned seats at the ArcLight, and I could pick my seat and not sit next to anybody, because I don't go to the movies because I hate people. I don't want to sit next to somebody. I don't want to sit somebody. I don't want to talk to somebody. I don't want to touch elbows with somebody I don't know.
I agree.
It's creepy to me and weird, and I do
That's
not like
why I
people.
let you sit on the aisle when we
I
went to
always
the
sit
Monkeys.
on the aisle. I have
Yep.
to sit on the aisle when I go see a movie or a concert, or I literally will get sort of OCD about it.
Well, you know, near me they're opening the theater that it's dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right across
like
the street from the
$25
new
or
apartment. Is
more.
it? I don't know.
I think it's 50. The Platinum or something?
Yeah, if anybody listening has gone to one of these dine at the movie theater places, let me know, because it's opening, I think, this month. But I'd like to check it out. I mean, you could sit with your own party.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
All right, this person keeps calling. Thank you, Kat, for calling. We'll
Thank
answer
you,
this
Kat.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
guys. You're doing great.
Thanks.
Love
Thanks.
it.
Bye.
All right, this person kept calling. They did not care that Kat was talking. Hi, who are you?
This is Bobo.
Hey,
Bobo.
Do you know? Are you listening to the show? Because it's like you kept calling even though somebody was on the line.
I love you, Bobo. You can
I
do
couldn't
no
tell if there
wrong.
was a time delay.
No, well, I mean, there's like a 20-second time delay. I think I even texted you.
Yeah.
Please call back, caller. All right, what do you got?
Oh, I'm all the way in Orange County, so I don't know how long of the delay there is.
Oh, yeah, right. Because you're in Orange County, which is an hour away. There's the delay, of course. The internet travels slower in certain parts of.
Bobo.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't know. You've been
Behind
to
the
the
orange
Orange County.
curtain.
You know, I mean, this is what pisses me off of people who just don't listen.
No, it pisses me off that Bobo lives
That's
in
true.
Orange County.
That Pablo is too far
I wanted
away.
to bitch about the NHL and the lack thereof.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Well,
I know
go,
nothing
All
about
right, go
hockey,
ahead. You can bitch about the NHL, which has been dead since 1997. Feel free.
Well, it has nothing to do with the Whalers. The NHL.
Oh, then I don't want to hear this call. Next caller. Do you know in Lincoln they said the Whalers 4 times at the beginning of the movie?
Why?
Because he said we are whalers. He was doing a he was doing an not analysis. He was doing a comparison, analogy, and he kept saying we are whalers, and he said it like 4 times. And I actually want to somehow find part of that. And somebody else is calling. You have to call back. I'm going to ignore that.
Call back.
I want to find that and like put it on and then put Brass Bonanza after he says it. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome, Bobo.
Was he going from Hartford to Carolinas, or what was he doing in the movie?
Great. All right, what do you got? What's your bitch? What's your shitty?
I already bitched.
That was it? You
That's
miss
the
hockey?
only one I got this week.
Well, what do you want to do about it? You want to fire Bettman, or what do you think?
I totally want to fire Bettman.
Right?
He
I've
should have
been
been gone
saying that
years
since
ago.
'97, and nobody's
He was the worst
listening.
thing for the NHL.
But I've said that since 1997. I said it before when he changed the Wales and Campbell's conference that this guy has to go. He is ruining the sport. Nobody listened to me now. And here's the deal, Elaine. You know this. I am always right. I'm never wrong. But it just takes people. It takes people time to catch up. Like we started Streaming Garage.
Well, that's true.
Live multicam HD. Nobody understood it. It was 3 years ago. Now suddenly everybody's doing live. Huffington Post and whoever, and everybody's doing live, and Google's and YouTube's paying for live. But we were first. I am always.
I would like to say you are always right, with the exception of one thing.
All right. You lost the caller.
Has to go.
What? I'm sorry. What was it?
The mustache thing has to go.
Well, here's the deal. All right, so we're raising money for Movember, and we have a channel called Bammo. Right.
It's the Fu Manchu thing that.
You don't like this? It doesn't really connect here either. It's missing a part. I know. I'm just having fun with it. You're saying just get rid of this?
You should have done the mustache
do a little
and dash.
porn stash?
Frank Zappa.
I
think porn stash is more your style.
Oh,
You've always been like that cross between, the Bob guy from The Art and Tom Jones anyway.
Nice. There you go. I got a chest.
Cat loves Tom
All right,
Jones.
Bobo, I got to take this other call. This person keeps calling. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, bye.
Bye. You are on the air. Hello?
Hello?
You didn't turn your computer down. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Who's
this?
This is Mike's #1 fan.
Oh, God, it's my mother.
Hello?
Your mom's
Hello?
calling.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mom, we can hear you.
And how do you know that it's me?
No,
Because
here's
you're
the
Mike's
problem.
#1 fan.
But she has her computer on.
Mike's #1 fan.
I know.
Well, thank you.
Listen, I want to tell. Oh, you're welcome, hon. I want to tell you about my horrible week.
All right,
Great,
Mom.
thank you.
I got on the airplane and I sat next to a big fat woman who told me her life story. That was horrible enough.
You have to do
3
what I do.
marriages.
You have to do what I do. When I get on a plane, I do not look at anybody. I tunnel vision out the window and give the body language, do not talk to me. I am an asshole and you should never talk to me. And it works every time. Nobody talks to me.
No, Mike, she was not taking no for an answer. She told me about her 3 marriages. She told me how she moved out of the city of Seattle and moved up into the mountains and lives all by herself up in the mountains. All right, I put up with her. Then I had to get on a second plane, and this kid and her little baby came and sat right next to me, and I had a crying baby for 2 hours on the plane. I got off the plane, and it started to rain in Seattle. What a surprise.
Of course.
And it's rained the whole week that I was there.
Of course.
Now, today is the first sunny day that I've been here. My trip, as far as my Thanksgiving and my children and everything, that was fine. But everything else was horrible as far as the weather goes. But at my Thanksgiving table, there was a place setting with an empty person there.
For Mike Rodman.
What?
That was very sad.
Why, who was this,
Elijah?
Mom?
Did
you guys have Elijah at your Thanksgiving dinner? It's a Passover thing? I don't understand.
No, Mike. There was an empty place setting, and it was set for Elaine, and everybody cried that she wasn't at the table.
Oh, boy, that's such a load of shit.
Well, that's all I had to say, except that Allison said that person who called and said the people in England have excellent teeth lives in the rich part of England.
No,
not
she
in the
doesn't.
part
I
of England
know
where
her. No,
lives.
she doesn't.
What, I still don't understand. Why do they have such? Is it actually? Here's my honest question, and I'm wondering if this is true.
Socialized medicine.
Oh, I thought it was because do they not put fluoride in their water like
Oh,
America
maybe.
does?
Oh, there you go.
Is that true, Allison? Yes or no? Yes, she's from Southampton.
Do they put
that woman.
Ask her if they put fluoride in their water, because we do
How
in
about
America.
the fluoride? Do you have fluoride in your water? She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
See, so probably not. I think that's what it is. I think
Because think of hillbillies. Hillbillies always have the really bad teeth because they're drinking water out of a well.
Haha.
Yeah, could be.
All right, well, I got to be honest. I think you win because I agree with the people on a plane talking. I hate that. And you're my #1 fan, so I'm going to give this to you.
So you're giving me the prize.
You get the prize. I'll sign it for you even.
He'll sign it and deliver it.
I'll sign it
I'll be
personally.
there in a couple of weeks.
I know you
I
will.
will personally deliver it.
Well, thank you for
Okay, honey,
calling.
thank
Hey,
you.
Mom, how do I look? Do I look too bad?
How do I look? You look beautiful, as usual.
Aw.
Thank you. Oh. But not as pretty as Mike.
No, not as pretty as Mike, but
So
who could be as handsome as him?
Is this mustache bad? Do I have to shave it?
It's not bad. It's not
It's
bad.
not bad. No, that probably means it's bad. Again, I'm raising money for cancer research. I will
Yes,
grow the
I
beard
know.
back in December or shave it or do something. Maybe
Very
we'll put that to the fans. What do you want me to do with my facial hair? Let me know at
Yeah.
Twitter.
Oh, that's a good
@MikeRotman.
idea.
Yeah, here
That's
we
a
go.
very
Yeah.
good idea.
I'll change this. @Mike Rotman. Let me
At
know what you
Mike
want me to do with
Rotman.
facial hair. So there you go. And make sure all you people at home.
And if you have
subscribe.
Photoshop, feel free to take a picture of Mike Rotman and draw on
How you want
what
it
you
to
think
look.
he should do. Like, you know, the little thing with the magnet and the shavings.
Hey, listen, guys, I'm still on, but I'm going to hang.
I guess you did, Mom.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Mom.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
And then I have on Facebook, this week sucked. My sister says, Elaine looks great.
Thank you, Lauren. This is like our family's call-in show.
See, I was trying to avoid doing the Howard Stern thing and making fun because my family is super crazy. But eventually we're going to get to that point. And they
Yeah.
have to stop listening at that point because
Right.
it's not going to get pretty.
Yep.
All right. I think we got to wrap this up. We got enough calls. It was a great first thing. I think, Elaine, your mom wins.
Woo!
Let's go over the stories if I can remember. John called from Seattle. He had
Got
a kid
sick in
who
London.
got sick all over the place.
Right.
Then we had my mom called. My dad fell. She got a bad tooth, and she
And
hit
the
a car.
cops called on her.
And the cops called on her. She could win, but I think she already
could
has
win,
this.
but
Then your mom called. We'll say from Philly, but I think she's visiting right now. So
she's
in
visiting
Seattle.
in Seattle right now.
And
And
she
then we
a
had
horrible personal
John,
plane.
baby puked all over the
Yeah, I did
house
that
and
one already.
diarrhea.
Yeah. We didn't have any boss stories. Are people probably just too afraid to call in about their jobs?
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear some.
I am
job
not
sucking.
afraid to bitch about my boss. So tune in,
Hey, wait a minute.
tune in next time.
When I have a new co-host. Thanks for Elaine for the first episode. All right, well, thank you all. Again, what's really important is Streaming Garage is one of the first video podcast networks that's ever existed. We have a bunch of shows. Go watch them on our our YouTube channel, Streaming Garage. We have to get a lot more subscribers. Feel free to like us on Facebook. But right now, we're really kind of concentrating on that YouTube thing. This will be up on iTunes. Hopefully, you're listening to it right now on iTunes. If you are, please leave a comment on iTunes. But we're trying to make this a lot more shows
Right.
like this, having some fun. And then.
And you know us on
that's what we're doing.
Twitter. You know us on Facebook. Let us know how you think we did. What would you like to see? We'll be back. We'll do the show. Give us your recommendations. What kind of things would you like to see?
And I have
We'll
to now.
open up an email too if
Hold
you
on
want to
now.
send us what happened to you this week.
All right, so I'm going to play us out with, this is actually called You Stink But I Love You. It was from the Bloom County book,
Oh.
and it's a nice little song. So that'll play us out. There we go.
Okay,
And
everybody,
thank you for
thanks.
joining us, and that was this week's Sucked episode
Sucked.
number 1.
Woo!